Welcome to Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women, the podcast that guides professionals to financial prosperity. Join our community and let's start building your wealth. Here's your host, Gary Wilson.
Hi, everyone. This is Gary Wilson, and welcome to this version of Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women, the podcast for you. If you're here, probably because you are a professional in your field, pilot, dentist, chiropractor, teacher, fireman, engineer, list goes on. But more importantly, you may in fact be a business owner already. If you're a chiropractor or a dentist, you've got your own practice typically. And what they've recognized over the years is the investors who invest like it's a business always do better. So when you feel, think, speak, and act like a business, I promise you, they're way better at investing in real estate. I got a special guest today, Markus, good friend of mine, known him for a couple of years. And he does invest in real estate, but his primary focus is in the stock market. Got a great program. We'll talk about that later. But what I want to just initially, before, if you're brand new to this, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is on like 75 different channels. Just go to iHeartTunes or Apple Music, and you can subscribe to the podcast. And if you want to be part of the community, this has been growing for 4 years now, and we just opened it up. It's U.S. and Canada. You can go to myinvestmentservices.com. Look for the link to become a member of the community site. There's different levels of participation, but make sure you surround yourself with other successful people who are investing the right way. We're not doing all the smoke and mirrors techniques. That stuff has its place, but it's not here. What we're doing is we're investing in the right kind of properties the right way. And yes, sometimes you got to put some skin in the game, because when you do and you buy the right property the right way, you are going to succeed. So welcome aboard. And also, I want to give a warm welcome to Markus. We were in the same mastermind group for a couple of years, going back probably 4 years now. I've been to one of his events. I've seen what he's got to offer. And guys, you definitely want to pay attention here, because he crosses the bridge between the stock market and real estate. And he's very successful. So without further ado, Markus, welcome aboard, man.
All right. Thanks for having me on the show, Gary.
Good. Well, it's good to have you. I know you're down in sunny and warm Puerto Rico. I'm out in sunny, warm. Yeah, I'm actually in a slightly damp Southern California right now. So hopefully we'll get back to our warm, sunny Southern California days here in a bit. But if you could, Markus, I did just a brief intro, but I want people to get a better feel for who you are. I know you and I both were born in Germany. I came over to the States much earlier. That's why I sound like I'm from Southern Germany. But kind of give people a flavor for like who you are, because I want them to get to know you a little bit, because when we get into the real details, I think it'll make a lot more sense. It'll help a lot more people, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You see, I'm originally from Germany, as you said. And when I was in Germany, I did what my dad told me to do, which is go to college, get a job, work hard, make a career. And again, I mean, my dad told me this because he probably didn't know better. And you probably have heard the advice, and many of our listeners might have heard the advice. And I realized that working hard only gets you one thing: more hard work, right? But I was working for IBM, and I realized this is not how I can become a millionaire. And that was important to me. I wanted to be a millionaire so that I can be financially free. And this is when in 2002, I quit my corporate job. I was so burned out that I said, that's it, to just focus on trading. And I did something really crazy. At that point, I moved all the way from Munich in Germany to Austin, Texas, to become a professional trader. Now, when I came to the US, I had $30,000 in my pocket, and $10,000 I set away for living expenses. I mean, I live in Austin, Texas. It is a little bit cheaper than in Southern California, where you're right now. So $10,000 would get me through a few months, and $20,000 I put into my trading account. Now, in the beginning, it wasn't easy, but see, today I am a multimillionaire. We can talk about this on how exactly I did it, but this is just a very brief background on me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. So and you and I both have a lot in common. I retired. I can remember the day. It was August 13th, 2013. I left the corporate world, never looked back, never been happier. I'm so glad I did it. The only thing I regret is I wish I'd have done it earlier, you know? It took me 18 years to have the guts to do something about it. But if you could, let's focus a little bit about where you kind of master the the science and the art of investing in the market. Because I want people to be aware that you can help them. They don't just have to invest with me in real estate. They can broaden their horizons and advance their, just don't put all their eggs in one basket. But tell us a little about the what, like how you got started in the stock market, what you developed, and just take it away, man, because it's a great.
First of all, Gary, if you look at it, I mean, what are the ways to become a multimillionaire here in the United States, right? I mean, so for me, when I look at this, and I'm a systems guy, so for me, the whole world is a system, and I like to systematize it because when I do, it makes it easy to replicate success. Because a system is just an acronym, and it stands for save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. So that's what a system is, right? So again, looking at a high level, 30,000 foot view, how can you make millions of dollars here in the United States? Well, the first thing that comes to mind, obviously, is real estate. No doubt about this. It is absolutely possible to become a multimillionaire as a real estate investor. Now, number two, I believe and I know for a fact that it is possible to make a lot of money when trading stocks, trading options, or even trading futures. So a third way, when I look at it, is running a profitable business. And so there might be some other ways, but it's impossible to build systems around other ways. For example, inherit something. How do you want to build a system and make this replicable? Or I don't know, take a picture of your butt and crack the internet. I mean, my butt is not as cute as Kim Kardashian, so that doesn't work for me. So anyhow, so it all boils down to the three things, right? I mean, investing in real estate, investing in the stock market, or running a profitable business. Now, when I look at this, running a business, I must say it's very challenging. There's lots of moving parts, right? I mean, back in the days, you did advertising in the yellow pages, and then there was Yelp, and now there's Facebook advertising, and then there's all the marketing parts, and there's funnels, and you need to get customers, you have legal. I mean, there's so many other things before you can do what you're really good at that I find for most people it is really challenging to do this. So this leaves basically the two ways, investing in real estate and investing in the stock market. Now, I do both. As you said, I mean, I actually do all three. I do have business that I run, an education business. I do trade the markets, and I invest in real estate. Here's what I like about trading. When you trade, it all boils down to only three things. First, you need to know what to trade, what is the best stock to trade. Number two, you need to know exactly when to enter. And number three, you need to know exactly when to exit, right? And there's two ways to exit. You can either exit with a profit or with a loss. So if you master these three things, I mean, this is when you can make a lot of money with trading. In real estate, based on my experience, especially in the beginning, there's a lot of moving parts, right? I mean, you have to acquire the property, you have to have the right contracts, you have to have the right financing, you might have to rehab the property, you have to find a renter, you have to decide do you want to keep it as a flip, a quick flip, or so there's a lot of things, and this is where when I look at these three things to make millions of dollars, trading is my personal favorite.
Yeah. Well, I agree. The thing is with real estate is you've got a physical, tangible asset that has to be managed and maintained. There's a lot of other, with property management, that opens up a whole nother, world of skills and talents and people and resources. It has to be, somebody's got to manage all that stuff, right?
Well, yeah, and you see, in the beginning, when I invested in single-family homes, I did it myself because I did not want to pay the 10% in property management. And honestly, with the single-family homes, I didn't think it was that difficult to really manage it. I mean, I bought home warranties for all these, and if the tenant called and said, hey, my water heater is broken, I called the home warranty company, and they fixed it. However, my least favorite part was the turnover, when you have to find a new tenant, right? I personally, I'm an introvert. I don't like talking to people. So this is where I didn't want to interview tenants. I didn't want to go through this process. And also, after a tenant leaves the property, I mean, some tenants do have a pride of ownership and others leave the property pretty trashed, right? So it was very challenging for me to deal with this side of the business. Now I have multifamily units, so I have several apartment complexes, which has a different set of properties. Right now, I'm trying to sell them. And they have been on the market now for a few weeks. But I mean, selling an apartment complex, I mean, we're talking about apartment complex with 96 units.
Right.
It takes a few months. Selling a stock is pushing a button and the money is in my account right away, right? So anyhow, this is where I think it's a great idea what you're doing here, just introducing people to the idea that there's more than only investing in real estate.
Yeah.
Stock trading can be simple if you keep it simple. You can make everything infinitely more complicated, right? But this is what worked for me. When I kept it simple, I was more successful.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's always, I like having both because typically the stock market will move faster than the real estate market. Real estate's a slower moving commodity, and it's like the tortoise and the hare. So I like having both. Sometimes you need to be in a sprint. The way the world is, sometimes you got to run fast. Sometimes it's good to run the marathon. So when I have both strategies going on, I really don't, it's not that I don't care about the economy. I do care about the economy. I just want to know what the economy is doing, so I know what strategies to implement at what times. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do in real estate. Like you don't just have to buy and sell. You can do a lease option to buy. You can do a lease option to sell. You can do wraparound mortgages and blanket mortgages and land contracts, all kinds of things to kind of soften the economic trends, whatever. If there's any uncertainty, well, just buy yourself some time. At the same time, though, with the stock market, man, if I see an opportunity there, like when the market crashed 10 years ago, it was painful for a lot of people, but I'm thinking, what an opportunity. Now, granted, I've been through a couple of cycles going back to 1986. So I knew instinctively that, the people that are making money are making the money right now. The people thought my money just disappeared. I'm like, no, your money didn't disappear. It just moved from over here to over here.
Changing hands.
That's it. And so if I find myself, at a great opportunity to sell some real estate, well, I'm not going to let the money sit there. I'm going to work with you and put that money in the stock market. At the same time, if I'm going to cash out and just realize an opportunity in the stock market, I might go park my money in a large multi. So it's just nice to have both strategies. But so if you could rely on you being the expert in the stock market and the trading, tell everybody a little bit about how you do it, and how they can participate in that. And we'll talk about like the when and the where and that kind of stuff a little bit later. But I want them to get a real flavor for how they can participate in the stock market by getting the right education, getting the right information, and taking the right actions.
Right. You see, first of all, there's a huge difference between trading and the traditional buy and hold approach. I mean, everybody knows the buy and hold approach, and it's been made very popular by Warren Buffett. I mean, who is one of the most popular and famous buy and hold guys. So he's buying a stock and he's holding it for decades. I don't have that much time. I mean, Gary, I'm turning 50 this year. I want to hold a stock for decades. So this is why I do short-term swing trading. And this means that I'm holding a position between 5 and 20 days. Now, when I'm doing this, when I'm only holding a stock between 5 and 20 days, I don't have to do all these fundamental analysis of looking at earnings per share and what are they doing, because it doesn't matter in the short term. So this is why I use technical indicators to help me make a decision. And what I like about these indicators are black and white, right? Because either an indicator is above 50 or it is below 50, right? Or it is above a certain threshold or below. So this makes it very easy for me to find the right stocks. I'm not emotionally attached to any stocks that I'm trading. I mean, right now, I don't even know what these companies are doing that I'm trading because I don't have to. Here's the deal. Whenever I trade what I thought would happen, it went horribly wrong. I'm not that smart. So this is where I went back to the mantra, trade what you see, not what you think, right? And the beautiful thing is that when trading, you can trade both sides of the market. Now, as we are recording this, it's in the beginning of 2019. And at the end of 2018, October, November, and December, we had a scare in the market. I mean, the market crashed 20%. Now it's quickly crawling back. The beautiful thing is, while the market was crashing as a trader, you can benefit from this. So you don't really have to wait for the perfect market condition. The perfect market condition is always, right? Yeah. Because you can trade both sides of the market. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's the same old thing. People say this all the time. Well, I'll wait and buy. I'll wait till the market's right or the timing's right or the whatever. I'm like, actually, You're going to miss opportunities. The better strategy is to don't wait, buy, but to buy and wait. And it may be 5 days, might be 20 days, but sometimes if you're investing in real estate and you just sold a property, assuming you're not in a 1031 exchange, and you've got this ball of cash sitting there, and don't have something to make a move on in the next month, do some trading, do something with that money. I mean, I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket. What I'm saying is you could take a portion of what you got, stay in the game of trading in the stock market, and make your money work for you with a few simple basic skills and strategies. Gary Wilson here. I just wanted to let you guys know, remind you that we do have our very next 3-day event coming up April 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Anaheim Marriott, right outside the gates of world-famous Disneyland, located at 700 West Convention Way, of course, in Anaheim, zip code 92082. Okay, you can go to myinvestorservices.com, look for the information on the event. Also, you can contact us, support at myinvestmentservices.com, or call 1-800-931-2605. So this is for you. Whether you're a chiropractor, dentist, teacher, fireman, policeman, pilot, military, engineer, this is designed to bring you together to talk about investing the right way. So what this is not the no money down owner financing stuff. Okay, I'll show you how to invest if you don't have a lot of cash right now or no cash. Okay, we just do it differently. We don't put you at risk by doing hard money loans, borrowing against other people at 10, 12, 15% with lots of points that chew up all your equity and cash flow. We actually show you how to leverage what you've already got and borrow against yourself. You probably have more than you actually realize even you have, especially if you have your own practice or your own business, okay? And by the way, the cool thing about this is you're going to meet the people you need to meet to support you. I've trained over 20,000 investors and agents around the U.S. and Canada last several years. And at the event, there'll be a lot of agents there right here in your area in Southern California that I personally train to work with us, to work with you and me on investing. These are not regular realtors. They're certified. They work specifically with us, flipping homes and buying fourplexes and stuff like that. So come and connect with them, get the tools, you get the strategies, you get everything you need, okay, so that you can succeed. So this is designed specifically for you. It's not for everybody. That's why we narrow down the target audience, just for you and others just like you. So welcome aboard. Look forward to seeing you there. Reach out, contact us, grab yourself a spot. There's some specials going on. I've got an agent right now meeting with chiropractors at the local association dinners, for example. So come on aboard, come join the community, bring your children, let them go to Disneyland on Sunday. We're done a half a day on Sunday anyways. You can join them and enjoy the rest of the day there. So God bless you. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.
What I've learned from trading has helped me a lot in real estate investing because, again, it boils down to the 3 things. First of all, what do you buy, right? I mean, in trading, do you buy multifamily units? Do you buy single family units? I mean, do you buy quadruplexes, duplexes, right? And then know when to buy. That is the next thing, right? And that's exactly what you said. I mean, there's certain times that require one strategy and certain times another. And then for me, always have an exit strategy. Extremely important for me. I have this when trading. I have this when doing real estate. When I bought the apartment complexes, I already knew when I would exit with a profit. Because here's the deal. Whether you're trading stocks or real estate, you always hope that the market goes higher, right? And it does until it doesn't. So I think it is important that you have a profit target because nobody ever got broke taking profits, right? I mean, nobody ever got broke taking profit. People get broke because they are holding on to a losing trade too long or maybe even to a losing real estate investment. I mean, if you lose, cut it loose. I mean, take your loss. Take it like a man and be done with it, or like a strong woman, or it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean, right? I mean, just take your loss and move on. You were wrong. It happens, right? I mean, this is what happens in life. You make dumb decisions. The dumbest thing, honestly, is hanging on to it and then just hoping that it will turn around and it'll get better. Most of the time, it doesn't, right? So get out with a loss, cut your losses, and then also when you see some profits, take profits. Give you an example. I bought these apartment complexes. I bought them 3 years ago, and I bought them for $5 million. Right now, I can sell them for $9 million. I mean, geez, why wouldn't I do this? How much longer do I want to wait until the market crashes and it goes back to 5 million or even less? I mean, if I can almost double my money in 3 years, it's definitely time to take profits. And you see, I don't care. If these now are worth $12 million in the next 3 years, good for the next investor, right? I mean, but I will look for another opportunity because, as you said, I like to have it when my money is working hard for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely have your strategy, stick to it, stick to the game plan, barring some crazy unforeseen circumstances like, like an industry leaves town all of a sudden and nobody knew it, that would be different. But the thing I want to kind of reverse strategies here. I mentioned a moment ago about, being in real estate and then using trading to keep your money active while you're in between. You could also be an active trader and then the profits you gain, park them in real estate, like you said, in this case, 3 years. I mean, that's a long time. 3 years is a long time,
Absolutely, because here's the deal. I'm a short-term trader. I hold a position 5 to 20 days. My long-term investments are in real estate. I do not have any stocks that I have longer than 20 days, maybe 25 days at the max. So this is why, I think it is absolutely genius to use these different ways to make lots of money. I personally like to use real estate to park my money long-term. And then I like to be more agile with my trading. Now, running a business, that's also more of a long-term approach because you're putting some money in and you're looking for an exit in maybe 3 years, 5 years, sometimes even 10 years. So it's definitely a longer-term play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's funny you mentioned that because I me, I have a business too, and over the years I've built and sold numerous businesses and merged some, and at the end of the day, for me, the real estate investing ended up not being the end game. It ended up being the foundation upon which I did other things I like to do. Most of them were build businesses because that's what's fun for me. And along the way, you probably heard of Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, came to a mastermind group back in Lake Tahoe, March of 2015. Oh my gosh, it's been 4 years. And we talked about this, the fact that real estate, it's not the end game. It's the foundation upon which you can launch with a business. It's long-term. It's like this slow, steady moving thing. And there's so many great tools you can use to research and see what's happening in the area. You can look at zoning and occupancy and where the government grant money is going and give you some indication about what's coming down the road. I'm not saying speculate. What I'm saying is take the safe bet. If it's a long-term thing, then preserving your capital should be just as important as growing the capital when it comes to long-term. I can do that anywhere in the U.S. and Canada. I mean, I haven't invested overseas, but I've invested U.S. and Canada. And in England, New Zealand, Australia, all English-speaking countries all follow the same basic set of law. In fact, most countries do. So, don't be afraid to put your eggs across multiple baskets. But more importantly, study those markets. And they just received the government grant to solve the water pipe problem. So I'm telling people, go there now, get those houses for $60,000 because in 3 years they'll be worth 120. So in any case, it's almost like what we do in trading stocks, except it's over a longer horizon. And we have these indicators like industry and demographics and social graphics that are hard and fast. Census, Canadian census, U.S. census, give all kinds of valuable information on the human race in our areas, and we can kind of see where things are changing. But in any case, back to the original statement here. I like having 3 streams of income. I like having business or multiple businesses, but I don't like having unrelated businesses. All my businesses are related to one thing, and it's basically real estate and or making money. Right. But I can leverage my skills of analysis because I'm a systems guy too, and invest in the stock market and trade. So I've got the businesses, I've got stock market, and I've got real estate. I feel pretty good. I'm not saying the world can't crash, but it's very unlikely. And the older I get, the more I realize we're pretty resilient as a species. Human beings are pretty resilient. We tend to not give up. We always seem to make it through somehow. So I don't, like you said, we make mistakes. Stuff's going to happen. You're going to make a mistake. Get over it. Don't let it prevent you from getting in the game. The name of the game is to be in the game, swinging the bat. Just like in baseball, most of the times you're not going to get a hit, but the times you get a hit are going to far outweigh the times you didn't get a hit,
Right, and it's important to always limit your risk, Gary, because, I mean, you just said the key words a little bit earlier. It's making a safe bet. Because ultimately, whatever you're investing in, you're making a bet. And all we want to do is put the odds in our favor, right? So that we have the best probabilities of making money. Now, you have your strategies, how you do it with real estate, and you just named a few. I have them with my stock trading, where I use the indicators to make a more informed decision. But again, all I can say is whether a stock is more likely to go up or more likely to go down. There's no certainty, nothing. And anybody who says that they can predict exactly where the stock will go,
right.
no, I mean, they're full of beep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right? So, and this is why it's important to limit your risk. Now, one of the rules that I personally have in my trading, for every dollar that I risk, I want to make $2. Not three, not four, not five. But you see, if I can risk $100 trying to make $200, I'll be fine, because here's the deal. If I can apply this principle, I can make money even if I'm wrong half of the time. Think about it. If I have 10 trades, and out of these 10 trades, 5 of them are losing trades, and I lose $100 on each losing trade, and 5 of them are losing trades, I lose $500. Now, on the other hand, the other 5 trades, if I make $200 on every winning trade, I make 5 times $200. That's $1,000. So I lose 500, I make 1,000. Hey, I'm still up $500, even if I'm wrong half of the time.
Right.
The thing is, you gotta limit your risk, and you gotta make more money on your winning bet, if you want so, than on your losing, whether it's trade or real estate or whatever it is. So that's an extremely important rule for me. It's the same when running a business. It's the same for me than investing in real estate. Limit your risk, right? And also, when profits are there, take them off the table, because nobody ever got broke taking profits.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you could do me a favor, I love this subject. I'm like bouncing around in my chair because I love the combination of real estate and trading, because it's when you think about the underlying skills and the aptitude that's required, it's the same. You're applying the same mental skills and aptitude to both philosophies, But if you don't mind me asking, we're kind of getting short here, but I'll kind of give you a 2-for-1 here. Tell people a little bit about why you do it. Like what drives Markus? Why you do what you do? And the reason I want you to do it, Markus, is I know you personally. You're a regular guy. I mean, and if people really knew what drove you, they might see themselves a little bit of what you're describing, and they might get them inspire them to get out of the stands, get that on the field, and start swinging the bat. And also, how can they get a hold of you? Is there a way for a website, a special report, a book, anything you can do to help these folks? Because I want to help them in as many ways as I possibly can.
Right. So my website is rockwelltrading.com. And when you go to rockwelltrading.com, you see 2 things on there. The first is a book that I wrote that you can download for free. It's called The Complete Guide to Day Trading. Now, even though it talks about day trading, the principles are universal and apply to any sort of trading. So download this at rockwelltrading.com, and you'll also see that I'm doing boot camps all over the country. So this is where come into a city and I'll show you exactly what I do over a course of 4 or 5 hours. So you'll find a lot of cities there with a lot of dates, and I encourage you to sign up, and it's free as well. Now, Gary, this is where I said, why would I do this, right? I mean, why would I give these things away for free? It's very simple. It's once you have cracked the code, I don't know about you, but I can't wait to tell people about this, because I see so much bullshit out there, right? I mean, where people are saying, oh, you can make 1,000% here, or you can get rich here. It's all this get rich quick schemes, right? And this is where I'm on a mission. I want to show them that trading can be simple, but I mean, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Same as in real estate, right? I mean, you can be really successful. And I mean, you have cracked the formula for yourself. And this is what I noticed talking to other millionaires. Well, whenever you get to the level where you have figured out a way, you almost feel compelled of sharing it, right? There's this passion in you where you say, oh my God, you see, it is possible. And you see how so many people are struggling financially, or so many people are still stuck in their job. And you just want to say, come on, it is possible. Let me show you how you can. make money with stock trading, how you can make money with real estate investing, how you can make money with running a business, whatever your expertise is. This is where I feel that as millionaires, we almost have this obligation to help others.
Yeah.
And I like it. I mean, this is driving me. This is what's getting me up in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you sharing it. I know it's funny because people ask me sometimes, well, why do you do this? Why do you teach? And it's so fulfilling. And I struggle. I've always struggled with the words. So how can I explain this to them? It's like a calling, and I don't get burned out on it. I love the phone calls I get 6 months later. Hey, I just bought my third duplex or whatever. I decided to get my realtor's license. Now I'm helping other people invest. I'm getting all these commissions. But the best thing I came up with was this: is years ago, I took my family on a vacation, and I let all the kids take all their friends. And there was 2 families. I think we had like 8 kids there, and I don't know how many adults. And I taught them all how to surf. And the feeling you get, like when your kid pops up on the board for the first time, catching that wave, and you're jumping up and down, you're screaming, you're pumping your fists. It's like, well, anybody that can remember this, if you ever remember what it was like when you first took the training wheels off your bike, the excitement your parent got, they're jumping up and down, they're clapping their hands. I know it's a it might seem like a stretch, but that's what it is. The emotion, that's what I get when I see people, they're now becoming not just students of mine, but my teachers. I'm like, and they're crushing. I've got people converting churches around the country. They're now got, multiple properties. They've retired. One couple just bought an RV and are traveling all over the U.S. because of what they've learned.
Wow.
That you can't put that kind of stuff. It's hard to. You just got to see it. You got to participate. And so I appreciate you sharing that, Marcus. And I know you come from contribution because I've seen you teach before. It comes out in your teaching. And my hope and wish is everybody listen to this or take you up on that. Reach out to go to your website, grab the free book, learn how to leverage what they've already got to trade correctly and successfully, and maybe go take some of those winnings and go buy an RV themselves.
Exactly.
So, and by the way, I think I speak for everybody when I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're helping a lot of people. I'm going to look forward to seeing you on your, I'm traveling. I'm going to be in California all the way through April, but I'll look and see where your next class is going to be. If you're out here, I'll make the drive. I went to one of your events one time just to be there, and it was a great feeling. And people, I think it helps because people could see that I was excited, but it was just neat having this conversation. So I'd like to do that again sometime. And if you're ever in the area, I've got a 3-day event coming up. April 5th, 6th, and 7th in Anaheim, brand new remodeled Marriott, right out the gates of Anaheim or Disneyland. And anybody's welcome to come. I always tell my podcast, like your guest, if people who are following you come, I always let them go for free. I know it sounds crazy, but because everybody else is paying for it. But it's just a courtesy because what you just shared in a half hour is probably going to change people's lives. If they just simply take that step and take action.
All right. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Really appreciate it. You're doing great work.
And hang on just a second, everybody. Thanks again for participating. If you haven't subscribed yet, go to Apple, iTunes, or iHeartRadio, any number of 75 different channels. Subscribe to Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women, and go to myinvestmentservices.com and sign up for the community. Join the community. Be part of other people who are succeeding along with you. And by all means, go to rockwelltrading.com. Get a copy of the book and start that journey as well. So you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Real Estate Investing for Professional Men and Women. Be sure to go to myinvestmentservices.com to join our community and start building wealth today.